Dawson Creek. Are they all here? Well, as my man Alec Baldwin says, I don't care, I'm going anyway. Pew. The Riley Memorial Cup Bowling, roll with it, raised just under $2,000 for local Special Olympic athletes and programmings. I can look into my crystal ball and I can tell you probably this week's front page as well. Federally speaking, 5 candidates in the Peace region for the Northern Rockies Peace River riding. Bob Zimmer, Corey Grizz Longley, David Watson, Mary Forbes, Peter Nenga. Join us all April 15th at the Lido as we watch them get it on, fight it out, slug it out for the big April 28th federal election. As well, now is the time, as our friend Phil Collins says in Brother Bear, be bear aware. As well, speaking of man-eaters, the PRD is talking regional growth this week. If you wanted to see it live, well, you can forget it. You've missed it. It was Thursday. Check the replay on the PRRD Facebook as well. If you've got a 5-year-old just lounging about on your couch, get them off that couch. Get them registered in SD 59 kindergarten for 2025-2026 season. Year, if you will. Now is the time. As well, over in city budget news earlier in the week, the city's talking about a $10 million overall deficit in 3 or 4 areas. Check out this week's edition of This Week in Dawson Creek and our subscription to find out the breakdown straight from the city of DC. And as well, speaking of City of Dawson Creek news, our man Double D, Darcy Dober, April 15th. His door's always open, but it's going to be officially open and advertised. And since it's open, walk right in, sit right down, have a chat with the man. And in fact, make it a tourism peace region day. During the day, have a chat with Darcy Dober. Then, like Moses heading out of Egypt, head to the north. We'll split the river and check out the Lido's April 15th federal candidate debate. As well, of course, in national and international Russian and Canadian hockey news, Alexander Ovechkin earlier in the week passed the great one with 895 goals. And in the David Lynch weather report, it's windy. Winds are expected to be up to 60 kilometers an hour and higher, gusting this week, blowing throughout the Peace region. As well, Fort St. John is looking for a missing woman, and they've had 3 overdoses with a new street drug, deadly street drug, as if there's undeadly ones. Watch out. As well, Dawson Creek RCMP are looking for a gray Acadia GMC, newer model, steel rims. The case is open on that one. If you're catching this on Friday, the big Norm Foot concert at KPAC is tonight. Tickets, I'm sure, are still available. And as well, if you're catching this on the Friday or early Saturday, 2 p.m., watch them squeeze the beans at KPAC, 2 p.m. for the KPAC Coffee House concert. James Brooks on the bill. Of course, that's not producer of Cheers, but rather local bass player and musician. As well, of course, coming up this week, April 16th, is National Movie Day in Canada. Perhaps we'll see the first and only Blind Dates trailer. And from what we're understanding, a local artist may have some work screening this summer at the San Diego Comic-Con. Look for breaking news on that one. And as well, keeping it at the Center Cinema this week, Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Screaming Kids, get your seats, Minecraft. That's all we've got for you this week in Dawson Creek. Of course, the subscription online, this is how you get it. Of course, as well, we've got the weekly newspaper product, 1,500 copies headed out each week, hand-delivered by this guy right here. And catch us twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays in the afternoon, usually drive time on your Peace FM airwaves. I'm Rob Brown. This week in Dawson Creek, as our friend Huey Lewis says, you've just heard some news. Oh, and you want me to end this one differently?